For high-speed rail, I couldn't resist this cartoon. Normally I don't talk about political cartoons or political figures, but when I saw this cartoon, I just couldn't resist it. I'm sorry, folks, but I just couldn't. So here you are. California is a skeleton because there was no water, and they died, and the bear died, and the governor's sitting over it saying, okay, now what about high-speed rail? So remember, to protect our schools and businesses, we need to go to that Canyon High School meeting. Make sure your voices are heard. We want to go make sure that, the more people that show up there, the better there is. So the city has been doing all kinds of stuff to advertise this. They actually called me and asked me to make sure to put it in our presentations. They've sent flyers out to everybody. They put it in the paper. They want a big turnout. Let's help them out here and get a big turnout, because having a high-speed rail line pop up in the middle of Sand Canyon and then tear out homes up through the rest of the way to the Apple Valley is just not the right thing to do. Does somebody want to say something back there?
Is there actually an emergency? Is there a decision pending that is the cause for this meeting, or the use of the word emergency?
Yes. This is a meeting that is caused by the city. So this is a meeting that is being put on by the city. They have declared this an emergency, which is probably good every now and then for them to actually jump up and down when something is happening. And so let's see what happens on April the 27th. I don't have a problem with this date. You know, it's in writing. I'll get the other date for you, and we'll make sure we got stuff going. As far as median maintenance, we talked about medians. We talked about medians between on Soledad between Sand Canyon and Shadow Pines. And I got to tell you, we have seen the crews out replanting, and they come out, what, about a dozen of them at a time with plants, and so they're not done. We've seen them out starting the first week in April. I'm going to see if I can get a camera out there and catch a couple pictures of them working. But we'll bring pictures of the medians, and we'll see how well they do in fulfilling what they said they were going to. And in reality, we've kind of laid back on, we got a lot of other medians that look just as bad, and we kind of laid back on them because, you know, they're going to have an interesting problem on their hands, especially if the governor says can't water turf. It's going to be interesting when all of a sudden the people who live around those medians start seeing them go brown. So we'll fulfill some more information about that later.